Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, I wanted to just sit down and chat with you guys for a minute because I have been getting a lot of questions on what the real estate market is doing here lately and just kind of how things are looking for buyers and sellers. So I thought it would be helpful to just sit down and make a quick video, just kind of explaining it from my perspective, being a realtor here in Eastern Idaho, just kind of what I've been seeing lately and how things are going. So yeah, let's just jump on in. Okay, so honestly, things are pretty much following how real estate trends are going in the rest of the country right now. I think it might be a little bit slower than some other parts of the country just because we're obviously a smaller community and a smaller area here in Eastern Idaho, and I primarily work in the Idaho Falls area, also all the way from Pocatello up to like the Rexburg area. But in general, this whole area is pretty similar in what's happening in real estate, so it doesn't vary too much depending on what city you're actually in. But in general, things are starting to slow down here a little bit more. A few months ago, it was pretty crazy. Like most other places in the country, we were seeing a lot of bidding wars. Most houses going for way over asking with multiple offers going off the market in a day or two. Just crazy stuff like that. Definitely a very hot seller's market. Obviously low inventory, things like that weren't helping the conditions here, but over the last few months and especially over the last few weeks as we get into the holidays, things are kind of slowing down a little bit and cooling off, and it's starting to balance out a little bit more, which is great news if you're a buyer, because that means a lot less competition for you, less stress trying to get your offers accepted, and more choices just as we start seeing more inventory pop up on the market. If you're a seller, what that means for you is that your house may not sell quite as quickly, you may not get as many offers on it, you might not get as many over list price offers, and on top of that, not to stress you out, but terms in general, just talking about selling, may not be quite as favorable to you. And that's not saying they won't be favorable to you. It's just when we were in that insane seller's market a few months ago, people were pretty much doing whatever they could to get into a house. So kind of putting their wants and needs aside and just saying like, hey, you as a seller, we can do whatever you want. And now that's kind of starting to balance out a little bit more, where buyers might be asking for terms that are slightly more favorable to them as well, whether that's closing costs or things like post-possession, anything like that. So not to say that you're not going to get what you want, or that what's important to you won't be reflected in offers or anything like that. I'm just saying that it's balancing out a tiny bit more, so that might be something to consider if you've been thinking about selling. Again, on the buyer side though, that's good for you because not only is it less competition and more options for you just looking at houses, but you might be able to have a little bit more flexibility in your situation or what you're hoping to get out of it. So just keep that in mind, something to talk to your realtor about. And yeah, that's good news for you. One other thing to consider, I've talked a lot about this on my Instagram lately because obviously a super hot topic out there right now is the market going to crash? When is the market going to crash? And if you've missed any of that on my Instagram or anything like that, basically what I've been talking about is, for one, I can't predict the future, but nothing is suggesting that we're about to see a market crash right now. And I know that seems crazy because honestly, for a while, I was for sure thinking that the market was going to crash too. So I'm right there with you. But over the last few months and the last few weeks especially, nothing is suggesting that. Inventory is continuing to go up, interest rates are rising, it's just not forecasted to happen right now. But not only that, interest rates are expected to continue going up pretty drastically over the next year or two. We're already seeing rates going up. And I actually made a post on this on my Instagram as well, talking about how even if the market crashed, but interest rates continue to go up, you really wouldn't be saving that much money, if at all, because of those higher interest rates. I think the example I used was comparing like a $350,000 house with a 2.8, maybe 3% interest rate. I don't remember, I'd have to go back and look. And the monthly payment on that was, I think, around $1,300, compared to a house saying that the market crashed, valuing that house at $300,000, but with a slightly higher interest rate at 4%, and looking at what that did to your monthly payment. And I think just that amount, even though it was such a small percentage, even just that higher interest rate, but at a lower list price on that house, brought your monthly payment up like $100 or $200. So I just did that to illustrate that even if the market crashed and home prices went way down, but interest rates continue to go up, you really wouldn't be saving that much money. So if you have been thinking about that, or if you've been holding out to buy until the market crashed, just something to consider, because I know it seems like a great deal to wait until the market crashes and home prices go down, but that is definitely a huge factor to consider, because interest rates have a huge impact on your monthly payment and how much you're paying over the life of the loan, everything like that. So if that is a situation that you would be in where you would have a mortgage and interest rates matter, definitely take a look at that, because it can make a huge difference. So yeah, that's it for today. I hope that was helpful. I know that was a lot of information to throw at you guys, and I promise I'm not trying to steer you in one direction or the other. I'm not trying to push you to buy, because obviously I understand that everyone's situation is different, and regardless of whether or not the market is going to crash or interest rates or anything like that, now might just not work for you to buy, or now might just not work for you to sell, or maybe a few months from now works, regardless of what the market is doing at that point. And some of those circumstances are just out of your control, and that's just how it is, and that's okay. But if you have been thinking about buying or selling or anything like that, I just want to lay the facts out there and give you some insight into what the market looks like right now, because like I said, it can have a huge impact on just your financial situation when it comes to buying or selling, and it can make a big difference. So that's it. I hope it was helpful. I hope this gave you some good insight and some more information just into what the market looks like here in the Idaho Falls area and in the eastern Idaho area right now. But yeah, if you have any questions at all about this, like I said, I'm in real estate here. I would be happy to answer them and help you out however I can. But until my next video, I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.